Hello everyone, Anneke here. I've been feeling a bit under the weather, but I still wanted to hop on to tell you about my May reading. And I think the main theme of my May reading, in hindsight, is pleasant surprises, because I picked up all kinds of books that I thought I wouldn't like, and I actually gave 5 stars. One of them was Emma by Jane Austen. I really enjoyed this one. The character of Emma was just as frustrating as I thought she would be, but she was so much more than that. So this book starts with Emma and her father, who just had to say goodbye to a governess who lived with them for a long time and was a companion and a friend and maybe a bit of a mother too. And she really leaves an empty space behind, and it's now just her and her dad isn't the most cheery person. So she thinks of ways she can entertain herself, and her entertainment isn't always to the benefit, or hardly ever to the benefit of other people. She has many faults, and those faults are hard to listen to, but at the same time she has good characteristics too. And I thought the grace her environment gives her also helps you as a reader to give her some grace. And she also grows throughout the book. The book is really funny and warm. All the supporting characters are really warm. I think Jane Austen deliberately did that to compensate for Emma. It is a really contained book. You're staying at a couple of places with a couple of people, but because of that, it also feels like you really get to know them and you feel really comfortable in that place. They become quickly like old friends in some way. And I really loved the character of Miss Bates, who was so cheery despite of her situation. And I also loved all the humor in this book, and I will definitely reread this sometime. And to change gears completely, I also finished 1984 by George Orwell. This one had been on my radar for quite some time, and I decided that it was about time to read this one. In terms of writing style, it was really easy to read. The content was really, really hard, but also very insightful and incredible how someone can write so clearly what happens when truth becomes subjective, and how everything unravels, and how a society changes when there are no control mechanisms anymore. This is one I'm happy to have on my shelves. So because it's such a classic and because of all the insights, I'm happy to have read this. I hope I don't give you a bookish whiplash, but another book I read this month was All Creatures Great and Small by James Herriot. This one we discussed yesterday at a Zoom meeting, which was a great discussion, and I wasn't expecting much from this book because I'm not that familiar with the animal world, and it is about a vet who works in the British countryside in Yorkshire. It is a memoir, so it's non-fiction, but it really reads like a short story collection. There is so much love for both animals and people, and it's full of interesting characters and really, really well written. The man was a great storyteller. It also is just such a comfort read, maybe because it's in the 30s, but I really, really enjoyed it. It took my mind off hard things, and I'm always grateful for any book that can do that. And I almost read this one. I think I will finish this in the next couple of days. Finding Creative Freedom by Diane Mize. I won't talk too much about it because it's a bit niche, but it got me really excited about painting again, and I've learned so much from her, and yeah, just makes me so happy to learn more about the secrets of the trade, let's say. Books I will take with me into June is The King's General by Daphne du Maurier. We are savoring this book. It's a buddy read. And Sad Cypress, which is a reread for me. And the structure of this book makes it really a good bedtime read. It's built up in little chunks, and I'm just enjoying reading this again. So that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this wrap up, and if you want to tell me about your reading, I always love to talk with you in the comments. Have a good week. Bye.